right. We are live. We're live on YouTube.
Live on TikTok.
All
Hey,
right.
yo.
Our first live show. Let's get it. Give this just a second. All right. Okay. Hope we're good on your end.
Yep, we're good on my end.
Okay. Welcome everyone to our first ever live show of Late Entry. Late Entry is your favorite or soon to be favorite place for the hottest sports news, wildest viral topics, and conversations guaranteed to make you laugh. We've got a packed show tonight. We're going to go over NFL triplets. We're going to do a little who you taking, retirees we want to see, Cali version, based or BS, if we have time for it. I'll do disrespect and funny posts. Want to thank everybody for joining us tonight for the first ever live event. And yeah, let's get right into it. So, Toph was informed us that CBS put out their annual triplets ranking, which is the best quarterback, running back, and wide receiver or tight end in three. And so they had at theirs at number one, they had the Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, Chase Brown, Jamar Chase. At number two, they had Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown. Three were the Ravens, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. Four, Detroit, Jared Goff, Jameer Gibbs, St. Brown. And five, Patrick Mahomes, Isaiah Pacheco, and Rashee Rice. Um, so I want to pass it to Kyle first. Let us know if you agree, disagree, and what your list would be instead.
I don't totally disagree with this. There were some teams I had in my top five. I wrote down a top 10. Are we just doing top five?
No, I just
Oh,
gave their
okay.
top five. I've got
Oh,
top
okay.
10 as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of teams you could throw in there. I don't know that there's any wrong answer. I'm not gonna sit there and tell them, they're dead wrong. My list going down the line, like I said, it has a lot of the same in my top five. But number 10, I put Houston up there. C.J. Stroud, Joe Mixon, Nico Collins, go blue. For number 9, I picked the Niners, Brock Purdy, George Kittle, C-Mac. Hopefully, C-Mac comes back strong, I guess. For Buffalo, I picked the artist formerly known as Josh Allen, a.k.a. Sinner's Cuck. James Cook. And frick, I put a question mark next to Keon Coleman or Kincaid, so I didn't end up picking a third there, but one of those two. Vikings number 7, JJ, Jets, and Aaron Jones. Number 6, Commanders, JD5, B Rob, and Debo, because who knows if Terry's even going to play there next year. Number 4, I got Cincy, so they're up there, but they're not number 1 for me. I got, or I'm sorry, I skipped number 5. Number 5, I got the Rams here. Matty Staff, Kyron Williams, J-Mo's cousin, and Puka. And then number 4, Cincy with Joey B, Jamar, and Chase Brown. Number 3, I got my Lions. Number 3, I got the Ravens, Lamar, Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers. Number 2, I got my Lions, Goff, Saint, and Gibbs. And number 1, I got the Eagles with Jalen, Saquon, and AJ. So I'm not too far off. I don't call them crazy. I think we're all kind of throwing darts at the board here right now. But so don't kill me in the comments, please.
I've got a similar one, but we'll let Toph go first. What you got?
All right. So number 10. I'm gonna say this man's actual name this time. We got Josh Allen, James Cook, and I went with Mr. Tupac, aka Khalil Shakur, at number 10. Number 9, we're gonna go JD 5, Eckler, and we're gonna put Scary Terry. Number 8, I'm going to go Dak, CD, and I guess Javante. We don't know exactly who's going to start up running back for the Cowboys, but we'll just go with Javante to be safe. Number 7, I'm going to go Shake and Bake Baker, Bucky Irving, and Mr. Iron Mike Evans. Number 6, we got Tua, Tyreek Hill, and A-Chain. Number 5, I got Joe Burr, Uno, and T. Oh, sorry. Oh, Joe Burr, Uno, and Chase Brown. My bad, T. Number 4, we got Stafford, Kyron, and Puka. 3, I got Jared Goff, Gibbs, and A-Ra. Number 2, Lamar, King Henry, and Zayway Flowers. And number 1, we got Jalen Hurts, Saquon, and A.J. Brown.
Okay. Hey, if you're in the chat, leave a comment. Let us know whose list you're taking. CBS's, Kyle's, Cap's, or mine. All right. So at 10, I've got the Vikings. The only reason that they're so low is because we don't know what JJ McCarthy is going to be. But I feel like if he is even adequate, we're going to see good things between him, Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson. At 9, I've got the Dolphins, which I know is a little different from everybody else. But if Tua can stay healthy, you're going to have him, Achane, and Tyreek Hill. That is a nasty combination, provided Tua can stay healthy. And Tua's health is the only reason I've got them so much lower, because if Tua was healthy, I think they'd be a little bit higher still. The Niners, you've got Purdy, CMC, and Kittle. Same situation there. We got to see what health looks like from them, especially as it pertains to CMC. I just don't think that Purdy is as good as some of the other quarterbacks. So I think CMC is great. I feel like Kittle is solid, but not like amazing compared to some of the other ones. So that's where I've got him where he's at. I've got the Chiefs, Mahomes, Pacheco, Rashee Rice. Basically, I think that Mahomes is the only elite one out of them, which is why I've got them so low, just off of a quarterback situation. 6, Bills. You've got Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir. Once again, I just think that Josh is great. I think that James Cook is better than Pacheco, which is why I've got them just a little bit higher. And then we hit the Ravens. Lamar, Derrick Henry, the two of them are dogs. Zay Flowers, I feel like, is kind of up or down, but the first two are so good that that's where I've got them a little bit higher up. Number 4, Rams. Matt Stafford, Kyren, Puka. That's not even including Devonta Adams, who might wind up being better than Puka. We'll see where he's at with his career right now. But, yeah, all three of them are absolute dogs. And I'm not counting any of the three of them out on any day, which is why I've got them at 4. Number 3, though, the guy I've been getting the most grief for not having in my top 10, made it all the way to number 3 on this list. You give me Jared Goff, St. Brown, and Gibbs, and that is an offense ready to kill. Put up a bunch of points. I have been getting killed by so many people. It's like straight up one of the two. Either you completely agree with me that Goff is not a force multiplier and you're cool with him outside your top 10, or you think I'm the craziest person in the world.
That's fact. And that is nationwide. That is the case.
Yeah. Number 2, Bengals, Burrow, and Jamar Chase. The two of them together are up there on their own. Chase Brown only had 1 season so far. I thought that he had a really good rookie season. We'll see what he does season 2. But just off the strength of Burrow and Jamar Chase, they're up there at number 2. And then I have the same number 1 as the rest of you guys, which is the Eagles. I don't think that anything else is to be said about them. We know how dangerous all three of those guys are. I don't understand how CBS had the Eagles not in number 1 and they had the Bengals. That didn't make a ton of sense to me.
The only thing that I could see is, let's look at it like player by player. You're taking Joe Burrow over Jalen Hurts. You're taking Jamar Chase over A.J. Brown. So the Eagles really only have one player better than the Bengals. So I guess they're taking as a collective whole,
But I think that
two will, cancel out those. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm guessing that's how they looked at it.
I think the separation between Saquon and Chase Brown is so much further than the separation between any of the other ones. Yeah. That's kind of how I was doing my rankings with them. Like that separation between the running backs is way bigger than the separation between Burrow and Hurts.
I get what you're
Yeah.
saying, but like I have Ravens number 3, and I mean I'm not a huge Zay Flowers fan. I think he's fine, but I think Lamar and Henry are that good that it doesn't matter, you know. So
Yeah.
so I think that's why I say it's so hearsay, and we're throwing darts at the board, you know. But I do get your point there. I mean, they won the Super Bowl. All 3 of those players on the Eagles are freaking powerhouses. Have a lot of strengths in their own right, so it's kind of tough not to put them number 1.
Yeah,
Also,
no,
shout out Play
triplets is
Yourself
tough,
for
man.
tuning in on YouTube. What up?
Yep. What up? What up? All right. On to our debate topic. Toph, you've got some who you taking for us?
I do. I'll
So
do that
while
pretty
you're
quick.
while you're pulling that up, I will explain how this works. Basically, we're taking 2 players in their prime, and we're basically deciding who you would have if you were going to have one of them on your team.
Okay, can you actually see this?
Not
No.
not at the moment. No.
I probably have to move this over here. Okay,
might
can you
only
see
be
it
able
now?
We might only be able to see it if we open up the TikTok, but I can
Nope.
do that. I don't know if Spence can.
That probably is the only way that you could do it. Then that's what I thought. Okay.
You can just read them to us because it's going to be everyone in
Okay.
the
But yeah, the
YouTube
TikTok,
can't see
yeah,
it too.
our viewers
Okay.
will be able to see it over on TikTok.
All right, the graphics are actually pretty cool, but it's gonna be a
this
little
is
bit
cool.
harder if I have to read it off, but I'll do my best for it. So, this is who you taking live edition. This is all football this time. But it's not just all NFL. I think there's one college topic in here. But I try to make some notable players for you guys to all know. All right, so number 1, we're gonna kick it off pretty spicy. We're gonna have the 2006 Michigan Wolverines. They went 11-2. Well, they were 11-0 until they had the faded matchup against Ohio State. Went down to the wire. Ohio State ended up winning 39-42, and I believe this was at Ohio State. And then they ended up playing. There's no playoffs back then, so this is before we had what we got today. They ended up playing USC in the Rose Bowl, and they took another L as well too. Notable players for the Wolverines at this time: Chad Henne, Mike Hart, Steve Breaston, Mario Manningham, Jake Long, Brandon Graham, Lamar Woodley, Alan Branch, David Harris, and Leon Hall. And they're going up against none other than the 2002 Miami Hurricanes, who also lost to Ohio State in the national championship game, double overtime, 31-24. All right, now when I name these list of players, this gets kind of crazy. Andre Johnson, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore, Antrell Roll, Sean Taylor, John Vilma, DJ Williams, Vince Wilfork, Jerome McDougal, Kellen Winslow II, Ken Dorsey, Alfonso Marshall, Kelly Jennings, Chris Myers, Roscoe Parrish, and Eric Winston. Now for you guys, it's basically pretty much the premise of this is the best teams to never win the championship or national championship at this point in there. So out of you two, who would you guys, pick? Who's the best team to not win the championship here?
Hey, if you're in the chat, leave a comment on who you guys are taking. I mean, for me, I'm a big U of M fan. That list of players that you said for the Miami Hurricanes, dog, I don't know about that one, dog. I think I might have to give the edge to them. Kyle?
As soon as I was like, all right, 06 Wolverines. I'm sure whoever he's pitted us up against, it's gonna be like a big thing to think about. This isn't even a thought, man. The 02 Hurricanes would have rolled their asses. The 06 Michigan was tough, and they had a lot of options, but Chad Henne had no touch. Mike Hart, slow as a dog. I mean, the players on Miami were out of this world, and there's no reason they shouldn't have won an Natty. So
Andre Johnson, Frank Gore.
Yeah.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, Frank Gore could have been playing quarterback, and I would have told you 02 Miami Hurricanes.
Imagine the team last year that won the Natty, who was also on this team. So these guys were the backups to last year's team, and I believe they had like Ed Reed in the boys last year. Yeah, Miami was just ridiculous. Back in the day, like all these guys, some of these guys are definitely Hall of Famers. These are household names that some of us are growing up watching every Sunday, the occasional Monday. Yeah, I couldn't imagine going to practice and just line up against all of these guys. You talk about iron sharpens iron. This is true competition right here.
We got a clean sweep on what the comments are saying over here too. We're getting Miami in the YouTube comments. Yeah, we got RJ said Miami, not even close.
Yeah. I mean, this was like Michigan's golden years. I think this was the last year they had the old coach. Was it Lloyd? I forgot his name. The legendary Michigan coach. This was his last year. Yeah, Miami was just, they were just some straight dogs back then, man.
Oh yeah, you're thinking of Lloyd Carr. Yeah.
Yep, there we go, Lloyd Carr. Man, I just wish Miami, they need to go back to the Nike for their uniforms and bring back the U, man.
Oh man.
All right,
yeah, they're making their way back right now. Hopefully.
I mean, when you talk about the oldest, I don't think you ever get back to that.
Well, that's fair.
We got Cam Ward, but you list Hall of Famers right there, Pro Bowlers, All Pro. That's hard to follow up with.
Facts.
Okay, round 2. This is definitely not as spicy. It's hard to compete with that round right there. I usually try to start off with a bang.
Hey, hold on a second. I'm getting killed in that.
What you saying, bro?
Oh my god.
He said Spence looked 47 years old with the stash.
Oh no.
At first I thought it said rapper stash. I
thought it said rapper stash at first too. Hey, he's killing me.
Shout out Dante.
Oh my god! Hey, he told me he was gonna be in the comments just swinging. Hey, shout out everybody in the chat. Even though y'all talking trash, thank you for being here.
That's hilarious. Keep it going.
All right, round 2, Toph.
All right, round 2. I believe the rest of these are just all NFL. So this is all not too old. So a lot of people is like you should know. So no old heads going on right here. On the last one, that was probably the old heads there. We're gonna have the 2007 Patriots. This is the legendary 16-0 in the regular season. They were chasing the old 83 Dolphins, the only team to go completely undefeated. They ended up losing to the Giants 17-14 in the Super Bowl. Yeah, like I said, everybody thought this was just done deal, undefeated, pack it up. This is Brady to Moss. That's all you need to know. That's all the notes I got for it. That's the thing that matters. I believe Brady had 23 touchdowns, which I think is still the record to this day. I don't think that's ever going to be broken. 23 touchdowns, and that's in a 16-game season. We have one more extra one now. I think it'd be pretty insane to get 23 touchdowns in the season.
I think unless they're playing against Eli Manning, that's going to be my answer.
This is going to pain me to do this one.
That'd be funny as hell if you picked the second Giants team that beat him.
Ironically, the 2016 Falcons, who also lost to the Patriots. They were up 28-3.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious.
That's another easy one, bro. You're talking about a worse Brady team beat them versus a better Brady team.
Listen.
That's easy. That was easy.
I hear you.
I'm taking my boys here.
Whatever a worse loss than 28-3 is, that's what the undefeated Patriots are going to do to them this game.
Bro, I was pushing for that 28-3 team so bad. I wanted the Patriots run to be over.
If I was playing, we went through a whole season undefeated. So it was the very last game of the season. Everything was just for nothing. Everybody plays this game to win the game. Everybody wants to win the Super Bowl. You need to tell me you got to the very last game. You had it won. You were up. And Eli Manning had the ridiculous pass to David Tyree. had the gum on his hand, stuck his helmet, and then came down there. Plexico burst, corner of the end zone, sealed the deal.
See,
Yep.
I can
that
just
is
say
something I was gonna
definitely
say.
in
There was
terms of
not-
team, but go ahead, Kyle.
Sorry.
No, you're
I
good.
Just that there's a whole lot. I'll bounce it right back to you. Just that there's a whole lot of luck in every football game, but there was a hell of a lot of luck for those Giants. So I'm on the fence here. I'm leaning towards agreeing with Spencer here that I do think that the Patriots team was a much better team, but they were not playing that Super Bowl good. They were not playing well at all, and those Falcons, albeit didn't play 4 quarters straight. They had a great run and then also a great offensive Super Bowl start and defensive Super Bowl start in the first half too. But it just all fell apart at the last second. So a lot of good luck on one side, a lot of bad luck on the other.
Yeah, I mean, this is also Matt Ryan's MVP year. They went 11-5 in the regular season. Julio Jones had one of the craziest catches I've ever seen, in that Super Bowl. Toe tap down the sideline. I mean, you were up 28-3. You were dog walking them. Offensive playing good, defense running the ball. Like I said, they had the game won. It's just when you got 12 on the other side, the GOAT himself, no lead is never safe enough.
Hey, real quick, we had somebody in the chat ask, what do you miss? You missed me getting flamed about this mustache. Also, so we had somebody say that they lost money on this game. Me too. I lost a little decent. Yes, the Falcons one. I lost a little decent amount on that too. At halftime, I was feeling good. But that's also the game where I had to finally, growing up, humongous Aaron Rodgers fan, right? I was always a big believer of if you switched them and you put Rodgers on the Falcons and Brady on the Packers, I thought that Rodgers would have more rings. And after that game, I had to give it up. I was like, you know what? I'm done fighting. Brady is the GOAT. There's no more questions in my mind. After everything that happened, that was before obviously he had gone to Tampa. I was like, this is the crowning moment for him of no more fight. Him going and winning another ring and another location only just solidified that. But yeah I'm absolutely going Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, after this game, there was, if there was ever a doubt in your mind, said, maybe Joe Montana, maybe Peyton Manning or whoever, you might like. After coming that in Super Bowl 23, there was no doubt, he had it locked up. I don't think there's an argument anymore. Patriots are definitely, the correct answer here.
Is anybody in the chat taking the Falcons?
I'm a Falcons fan. I wanted to, but like I said, if we're talking about the best team to never win a championship, this should have been the second team to, went fully undefeated an entire season.
Hey, while we're talking about ifs, I want to say shout out to you, Toph. That is a very beautiful if man jersey.
Hey, Jay Herbo,
if man himself.
Hey, Jay Herbo for MVP next year, man.
Jay Herbs.
Round 3, what you got for us, Toph?
I got you. All right, next up, round 3. We got the 2022 Buffalo Bills. I feel like we've all know what moment this one is.
13 seconds.
13 seconds.
13 seconds.
Josh Allen finally thought he had it. Ended up losing 36-42 in the divisional round. They were up by 3 with 13 seconds left against the Chiefs. And then somehow, I don't know how, still to this day, the Chiefs pulled that one off. But like I said, I think this has to be the most gut-wrenching for Josh Allen. I know he just won the MVP, but just you had it. Hey, you had him on the ropes.
Real quick, I'm not sure who Big Tiff is, but they just put the realest thing I've ever seen in the chat before. I don't know any other teams besides the Lions. Let's go.
Yeah, that's Let's go.
Loyalty.
Hey, that's what you love, baby. Man. Ride for your team.
Let's go.
All right. Who's team 2?
And ironically, we got the Ravens just last year.
Bro, I thought you were gonna go 2024 Bills and just totally screw it.
I just feel like that was the closest. I mean, yeah, Josh Allen had some amazing years, but you had 13 seconds left, and that was still a really good team. You still had Stephon Diggs. They were rolling. I believe they beat the Rams, who won the Super Bowl the first game of the season, just dog walked them. and because they are riding high all season, but Johnson has been so close every year. But to be 13 seconds away, that is tough. And I definitely think they would have had a really good chance to make it to the Super Bowl, maybe even win. The Ravens just look so good, and they had a really rough start to the year, but they finished really strong. And I feel like a lot of us will say, "Yep, this is Lamar's year, man. He's gonna do it." Had Derrick Henry, he almost ran for 2,000 yards, ended up with 1921 yards, 16 touchdowns. Lamar running for MVP, 41 touchdowns, 4,172 yards. This team had 3 first-team All-Pros and 10 Pro Bowls, I think was the most. Maybe the Eagles might have been tied with them, but this team was stacked. Just somehow Lamar Jackson, he's got the yips, man. He just always finds a way to lose in the worst possible fashion.
Refresh my memory. Who did the Ravens lose to?
Those are the Bills. 25-27. So ironically, same team but different year. This is the vaunted what's my man, the tight end? Mark Andrews.
Oh, yeah.
He's a little bit behind it, but he dropped it, man.
That was close.
He got a walk on in there
for Markey.
It's crazy that the very beginning of that season started with a who's the other tight end on the Ravens?
I know you're talking about Isaiah Likely.
Yeah. Isaiah, right. So the very first game lost because of a likely drop or not being in bounds.
The tight end
throw to one tight end. The very end of the season losing to another tight end throw.
Then you had Zay fumbling against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the year before.
That was last. Yep.
I think it was 2 years, but yeah, it's crazy. Bad luck for this team.
For me, I'm a humongous Lamar Jackson fan, very, very big fan. But I've said it multiple times before. Lamar Jackson is the NFL James Harden. Goes crazy in the regular season. Something always happens in the postseason, dog. Something always happens. So, I don't have any reason necessarily to put my faith in him in the postseason, even though I'm a big fan of his. On the other hand, 2 of the best games I've ever seen before with my own eyes have been way, way back when Jared Goff was still with the Rams. Rams versus Chiefs. That was the game was in the 40s or 50s. It's the second or third highest scoring game of NFL history. That was one. And the second one was that Chiefs Bills game that we're talking about right now. Yeah. Josh Allen was going crazy, dude. And I thought for sure overtime was coming, and just the magic of Mahomes and Kelsey got that done. I would have taken that too. Yep. Mm-hmm. I would have taken that Bills team over damn near anybody, though. You know what I mean? They didn't lose because of their offense or because of Josh Allen. They just lost because they played an even better quarterback on the beginning of an absolute magical run. Yeah. So for me, I'm taking Bills. Chat, what do you guys think? Kyle?
This is tough.
First off, Dante, quit that Cowboys talk, bro. All right? I don't have to see that shit. Get out of Jerry Cowboys, world, bro.
Cowboys fans should be embarrassed to even claim that. You should not step outside feeling confident saying that you're a Cowboys
fan. We're Lions fans. We can't talk like that.
We've won more playoff games?
Right. Yeah. Right now we're in as far as peaks and valleys go, we were in a valley for a very long time. Don't hate on another man while he's down.
You talk when you're up. You're quiet when you're down. The Lions get to talk right now. The Cowboys should
need to shut up. Similar to what you said here, the Bills were 13 seconds and a rule change away from a Super Bowl. The next season they could have had the ball back and gotten a touchdown. Who knows what the hell happens after that, right? So I'm taking the Bills. They were on a run that year. Was that the same time the DeMar Hamlin stuff happened, or was that the next season?
No, next season. I think
that was the same.
It was
year?
1 or 2 seasons later.
I think it might have been the next season.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, regardless, they were just riding so hot, and we're on a tirade. So, I'm going to take them over just about anybody, like Spence said. Rock with the Bills.
Hey, we got Dante in here talking about I'm sick by week 8/9 every year. But every year you come out here at this time of the year and say, this is our year. This is our year. You don't learn. All right. Chat. If anybody,
one of those years he'll be right.
Here,
one of those years he'll be right.
One of those.
Keep saying it.
Will we live to see it?
Yeah.
Will we live to see it? Will Jerry live to see it?
No.
We've got the chat coming in. The Bills are definitely the better team here. I'm agreeing with you. Absolutely. Anybody in the chat, if you disagree, now is the time to say something. All right. On to our next topic. Retirers we want to see, Cali version. So this is a topic that, if you're not familiar, Kyle cooked up not too long ago, basically, where we're going to go to every city or state, depending on kind of how that breaks down. We're taking one professional player from any sports league and bringing them out of retirement in their prime to play for the current team. So this week we are doing Cali version. Kyle, your topic. Why don't you start?
I feel like I'm going to be the boring one here. I was kind of racking my brain and trying to think of something kind of exciting. Speaking of being one thing away from a Super Bowl, I know this is a big ass thing, but the Rams were one Aaron Donald away from beating the Eagles last year and stopping Saquon in the red zone and stopping the tush push. So for me, the quickest and the easiest answer out of all of these LA teams is put Aaron Donald back on the Rams. They're already a contender, and let's see what they got. Prime Aaron Donald, right?
Okay.
Like not even, and I don't think he ever left his prime by the time he retired. So
that's a good one.
That's my take about him. Yeah, it feels kind of boring and it feels like low hanging fruit, but it was right there for me.
Toph?
Well, this is an easy one. I got this jersey on. One of the very first jerseys I got was a powder blue LT jersey. You want to get Justin Herbert, out of the wooded category. Another player who criminally never even got to play in Super Bowl, let alone win a ring. I got to go with who I believe is the best running back of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson. Put him back where he belongs on that Chargers team. Let's ride to the sunset. I don't care who we face, the Eagles, the Lions, the Bucks, Cowboys, if they eventually finally make it. We want the smoke. Let's come get it. Give me LT. Bring them back to Chargers. The powder blue days.
I love it.
That is a really good pick. I'm surprised that with us being in Cali, nobody took a Laker. But I also went football as well with a different football team.
See, I was saving the Lakers.
No, I'm bringing back. No, we talk about all the time about what do we think is potentially the weak link on the 49ers, Doug. And we talk about, is Purdy him? Is Purdy not him? You know who was him? Joe Montana. Joe Montana, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play before. Now, granted, if you had him a few seasons ago, we might have really, really made some noise. But even now, still, with what they've got, you add one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play with CMC, with Kittle. Once Ayuk gets healthy, with the rest of their receivers, with Kyle Shanahan calling plays, that might be something, dog. That might be something.
Kyle.
The crazy thing with the Niners, you could also win Steve Young as well, too. You would have been still good. You could have brought Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
You could have won so many options with that team.
Yeah.
But, Joe Montana, you can never go wrong. But, man, they had some options for them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, like, what do you think
Jerry as well?
What do you think is better, Purdy throwing to Jerry Rice, or you think Montana throwing to whoever they got out there under?
No, you definitely go quarterback. Like I said, you could really pick your points if you want the more athletic, Steve Young in today's game. I didn't really watch no Joe Montana for sure than little highlights on NFL films, but I've at least seen as Spencer would say, I ain't never seen him dribble a ball. AKA Steve Nash. I've seen Steve Young throw a ball or two, so that's a bit more pressure on my memory.
I've been a Purdy defender here. I've had my back against the wall defending Purdy on this show. So, but I will agree with you that Joe Montana would be a huge upgrade. I probably would have picked him if it was a season or two ago.
Somebody else might say Colin Kaepernick.
Niners team. What's that?
Yep. It's funny you say that. Somebody just put in our comments.
You said that.
Someone just put in the comments.
Anthony.
Prime Colin Kaepernick. Yep.
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
let's all take a knee
that's
for
a good.
Anthony.
That's a good pick.
Stop.
Stop. Look, Prime Colin Kaepernick was him, bro. He
was the problem.
destroyed the Packers in the playoff
That's
game
the
with just his legs. Can you imagine? Oh my God! Can you imagine Kyle Shanahan working with Kaepernick and CMC out the backfield?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty wild.
That's what Trey Lanes wish he was.
Yeah, right. That's what they were hoping to get.
That's probably what he thought he was getting.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh. All right. What do we got for time? 35 minutes? We've got time, I think, for Based or BS. So this is not sports related, but we're gonna take you on a little journey. And chat, we want you to chime in and let us know what you think about this. So this kind of sparked some debate on Twitter the last few days, basically about this guy texting his roommates and saying, "Hey everyone, just a heads up. My girlfriend is moving to the area, but while her apartment is being set up, she will stay with me." Basically informing that the other roommates that the girlfriend will be staying there for the time being while her apartment is being set up in the area. And this kind of inflamed people on both sides, with half the people saying, you know, that's absolutely a regular thing to have happen, and the other half being like, well, how do you just inform us, not even ask us, but inform us we're having a new roommate? So kind of want to know, I'll reveal some more information about this as we go, but initial thoughts and chat, like I said, chime in on if this is an acceptable situation for you if you're living in an apartment. But Toph, why don't you go first?
I mean, like I said, this is a pretty easy one for me. Like I said, if you have, a shared, apartment, everything's split down, 50-50, rent, utilities, etc., all that stuff in there. It's not just a you decision in there. It's got to be a collective group. Out of respect for your roommate, you'll be like, hey man, I got such going on. Do you mind? Not just, oh yeah, you with me? Yep, you living here now as well too. Come on, bring your bags, bring your dog, bring all that stuff in there. Nah, that's some cat, man. You got to let your other, your roommate, know what's going on, things like that. You can't just have her up there parlaying, sitting down on the couch, feet up, eating up all the food. Come on now, have some common courtesy.
Kyle?
I mean, yeah, bouncing. I mean, I completely agree with you, Toph. Got to communicate. That's the key to all of this. Consent is key, especially in 2025. So I think communicating with your roommates, letting them know what you're thinking. But yeah, I understand if it's something that's like really quick. At the same time, like, yeah, I don't agree with letting somebody come in and eat my oat flakes for free. I'm not about that. I'll start writing my name on everything, dude. So yeah, I mean, you gotta have some common courtesy and get some approval from the roomies.
We're getting some information here from the chat. We've got Dante. Only if she cool with the homies. If she hate my friends, she going to the hotel. We got Shuba. Totally fine as long as it's 2 weeks or less. No heads up. Headed?
No heads
up
month,
needed. Then it's a problem. Oh, no heads up needed. Yeah. A month, then it's a problem. Big Tiff, a couple day informing is fine. Longer than that, ask if it's cool. Yeah, I would say it depends on the circumstance for sure. Like, how long for sure. Actually, before I get my take, here's one also from Twitter that someone said. This is at memes XX. Am I too nice, or is everyone way too antisocial and entitled recently? It's their living space too. They're not asking for her to sleep on your bedroom floor. Get your own flat or go live with your parents again if you don't want to have to deal with people. Shaking my head. So yeah, I would say it depends for sure on like how long. Because if it's just a couple of weeks, I would say probably not a problem. Because I guess it depends too on like, so what are all the options? Because it's like what's up?
Anthony said, if she's living for free, she's sleeping with me. I don't make the rules.
I think it. I think it depends. on what's going to be happening, right? Because if you're just up in the room and you're not bothering people, like there's a way to be respectful about it. Like find out when everyone's got to work. Make sure that you're not in the bathroom at that time. Don't inconvenience the rest of the roommates. I feel like it's usually not as big of a deal. Now, if you come in here raising up the water bill, running up the electricity, stuff like that, it can be a problem. If it's just for a little bit of time, that's one thing. But at the same time, I can't imagine like if it was, let's say, 1 month, right? Being like, no, you can't stay with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the other option? You're gonna spend a mountain on a hotel for a month? Like, what are all the intricacies that are involved in it? I would say probably try to approach the roommates and probably be firm on that it's happening. Because what if they say no? Like, no, hell no. And you're like, well, all right. But also try to figure out what can help. If it's gonna be a month, why don't you throw in on the utilities? You know what I mean? Shit, why don't you pay a utility bill? It's going to be cheaper than your hotel. It's going to help out the roommates. You know, maybe bring some groceries or something like that. Contribute to it. Make it to where you're not a burden. But I feel like if you're doing your own thing and not getting in their way, I wouldn't see why it should be a problem. Anthony spitting, though.
Anthony out here.
So there's more context that kind of comes up, though, from Twitter. It looks like maybe people that knew the situation. Someone said, how does he do this every time? And then someone responded and said, literally the time she was here for a month, and he threw a tantrum when I asked him to pay more for the water bill. And that right there is how you make things contentious. Because if you would just been like, hey, let me just toss you the water bill. Let me just toss, you know what I mean? Something like that to, you know, show the appreciation and make it not an issue. I feel like there wouldn't have been an issue. But you just come in here, taking hour-long showers, and raising the bills for everybody else, then I could see that being a problem. So it sounds like y'all saying, you two are saying BS. Comments, it looks like are saying mostly base. BS. No, I think they're saying mostly base, just depending on how long it is.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dante don't want her around the homies. Dante don't trust this girl.
Oh my god.
He might have a story for us or two.
All right. Hey, for anybody who didn't see it, go check out. We got probably like 2 months back, we had Dante on the show. He's a coach, Kalamazoo High School basketball. He told us some great coaching stories. Everybody go tap into that. All right. We are on to our last two topics. We've got all due disrespect and funny posts.
Some delinquents. Sorry, I gotta stop. Dante's killing me, dude.
While we're on the topic of Dante, let me do my all disrespect first. Yeah. So I was looking on Instagram yesterday and saw on Dante's Instagram story, he said he had posted several things about, like, you know, like I said, he's a coach, but about criticism and stuff like that for basketball. And one of the ones that he had posted said, if you can't make a left-handed layup, you have no business commenting on basketball. And I want to say right here on my chest, my all due disrespect is Dante, because I can't make a left-handed layup, but I feel like I can get on here and talk my stuff, bro. So I got to keep it PG because we're live. But Dante, F you. I feel like you always hear people talk about those who can't teach and stuff like that. You don't have to be able to play in order to talk. I feel like you see people have eyes and we can evaluate stuff, and maybe the understanding that you have as a player is different, but it doesn't mean that me as a fan who the product is for can't sit here and talk about my feelings for the product that you're putting on for me. So once again, all due disrespect to Dante and those who feel like that. You got me out here agreeing with Stephen A. Smith.
I'll say I could hoop for a white kid back in the day, but every time I see the clip of Richard Sherman talking shit to Skip Bayless about being a high school athlete and him being a way better human than him, I feel personally attacked, because I want to get up here and talk my shit too. I'm not as wild as Skip Bayless. I know I got some hot takes, but damn, man, that really hits home, because all I ever was a freaking high school athlete off the bench. So I feel you.
I also want to real quick. I want to do an all due respect real fast before I pass it to y'all. All due respect, I don't know if you guys have tapped into the new Clips album. That is a masterpiece. It's for those who aren't familiar, Pusha T and his brother Malice, and I was not really familiar with Malice at all until this album dropped. My word, dog, it is an amazing front to back, masterpiece. That's definitely moved up on my favorite albums of all time. The beats are great. The bars fantastic, and honestly, some of what it did, it reminded me of how sad I am about the artist from Chicago that we don't talk about anymore, because he would have been perfect on there with some beats and some of the bars. But yeah, they absolutely did their thing on that album, and if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go check it out. It's called Let God Sort 'Em Out. Kyle, you're all due disrespect.
All right. This one, I don't know how much love I'm gonna get from y'all or our viewers today, but I'm gonna go for it anyways. My all due disrespect is to golf announcers during tournaments. Now I know y'all don't watch golf, but I am an avid believer that you got to simplify this complicated game, and all these announcers are doing, and like while these guys are lining up a shot, they're just chirping about how tough this is going to be, how they don't think they can do this, how like they're so freaking pessimistic the whole time. And I just want to be positive on the course. I just want to be a believer in myself for once in my life, that I'm going to do something good, and I'm going to get this tiny little white ball and that freaking flag stick. But that's a metaphor for probably a lot bigger things. But anyways, these guys just like, I know they're just filling, like every 45-year-old dad on the couch on a Sunday is sitting there listening to these announcers, thinking they need to listen to what they're saying and that this is tough, this is so hard, and they're overthinking everything. And that's why everybody's so bad at golf. If you just shut the F up and let your mind go blank, you're going to hit a lot better shots. So I know I'm not with the right crowd here, but this is all I could think of this week. My all due disrespect is golf announcers and YouTube instructors, because they're also a part of the problem. These people on YouTube trying to teach everybody from their YouTube shorts how to hit a golf ball, and they're just throwing a million things in their head and making them way worse.
My golf game is so bad, nobody hating on me is going to make it any worse.
Fair enough.
Toph.
All right, I got a big one right here. I'm taking a shot at the Shield, at the NFL themselves here. There's been a lot of drama going on with the whole NFLPA and that whole fiasco going on. I've been trying to follow as best I can, make sense of it. There's a whole lot going on. So now I got, second guessing, my take on, Shamar Stewart and things like that. I'm just kind of hear, all the crazy that went on with the people that, are in control of the NFL's, bargain agreement, how they could spend, union money to go, to the strip club, paying for dances and whatnot. And I'm like, you know what? How am I going to sit and criticize this man for trying to get a fully guaranteed contract? When you got the people who are control the league that's not looking out the best for, our players, and what about them, hiding evidence, collusion, things like that in there. And, we all know that, ain't nobody perfect and things like that, organizations, they're all greedy and things like that. You hope that, your bosses and the company you work for, they're looking out for, getting you good benefits and things like that. NFL, man, you got to hold that L, man. This is crazy. And to kind of think, as big as a company NFL is, how much power they got and things like that, that we just can't get, a good group of people, some decent human beings that I ain't say they got to be perfect, but, just a decent person, looking at people that, putting their lives on the line, every Sunday, every Monday, Thursday, Saturday. We play a game every day, I feel like now. No, it's NFL, man. With all disrespect, man, we got to get together, man. This is a bad look.
Hey, you out here hating. That sounds like a great company to me. Tell me where else you can go to Magic City on the company dime. I'm trying to work there. I got to bring that up to my bosses. Hey, we need a work bonding out in that Magic City. Fly us out, y'all.
First class, and I need some wings, lemon pepper.
All right. On to our last topic, which is always funny posts. Toph, you want to go first? Kyle go second, and I'll go third.
Mine, usually me and Kyle are video kind of person. We kept it simple today. Got a funny one for you guys. Got the picture right here. DBs at the quarterback also to open wide receiver. That's got a flex. Usually do the strap. Flex and things like that. I got good old Beetlejuice right here, man. Did you guys see my screen?
I just realized it's going to be an issue with YouTube.
You guys can't.
Only TikTok viewers can see it, unfortunately.
Hey, TikTok viewers, we up right now. It's just a picture of got Beetlejuice. Everybody knows who Beetlejuice is. He's got the green screen in the back, no shirt on, hunched over, just flexing like this, like he did so dang well. Jalen Hurts overthrew AJ Brown somehow. Sorry, right here.
Oh man.
But yeah, that is my funny post. I didn't even think about that. I forgot. Hey, this is our first live show chat. Don't kill
we'll
me.
Work out these kinks. Hell yeah.
Yep. Kyle, what you got?
So mine about Joe Burrow. New York pawn shop has pleaded guilty to buying and selling luxury items stolen from Burrow's property while he was at an away game in Dallas. Top comment on this by at Weedosaurus Rex. First off, that name is legendary. Second off, he said, Burrow can't get protection on or off the field. Damn.
That's crazy. They just took that from his house, took it straight to a pawn shop.
Yep.
Criminals, man.
Took it straight to New York, which is kind of wild. Thinking they could get away with it. All
right. I've got two. My first one, so Pop Crave posted pictures of JoJo Siwa, however you say her name.
I guess Siwa.
Says Siwa.
Close enough.
Chris Hughes tells at E! News that JoJo Siwa calls his private parts Jimmy and Timmy. And at
JoJo Siwa is a girl.
Right. She calls her boyfriend's private parts Jimmy and Timmy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word. Wow.
And at Twunks on Twitter said, what a horrible day to have eyes that can read. And my last one is at SOIGOMAA. Imagine Pinocchio roasting you for 5 minutes straight, and his nose hasn't moved an inch.
Damn.
That would be a humbling experience.
That's real.
All right, everybody. That's going to conclude our first ever live stream podcast episode. So thank you so much to everyone who joined us. Thank you to everybody.
Shout out Shuba. Shout out Dante. Shout out Anthony. Shout out Play Yourself. Like, y'all
Big
were
Tiff.
out here. Big Tiff. RJ. Yep. Thank y'all for commenting, for hanging.
Yeah, everybody that tuned in. Y'all made this a successful first ever episode of the live stream for us. So thank you guys so much, everybody. We will be in contact when our next live stream episode is. Eventually, we want to get to be doing this once a week. We'll have one live stream and one non-live stream. I think we got to work out some kinks still on like video sharing and stuff like that. But I would consider this an absolute success. So thank you guys all so much for tuning in. If you are not subscribed to us already, make sure you subscribe and check out our short, some of our other episodes. If you missed part of the episode for this, the whole episode will be up tomorrow on YouTube, on Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. So yeah, thank you guys all so much. Late Entry, we out. Peace.
Peace.